Hi, fourth grade families. This is Ms. Hall, and I'm going to show you a game that you can play with your fourth grader to review what we learned at the beginning of the school year about plants and animals. One of the things that we talked about in fourth grade was about animal and plant adaptations. These are special characteristics that help animals and plants survive in their habitats. One of the really well-known examples of this is the finches on the Galapagos Islands. The finches that had really large beaks were able to break open shells, the shells of nuts and seeds that were really hard, but smaller beaked finches weren't able to survive because they couldn't open those shells. So to play this game, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper and something to write with. On the first piece of paper, you're going to write these categories. There's guesses for plants and animals, clues for outer coverings, clues for locomotion, that means how the animal moves, and clues for how the animal or the plant gets its food. I made this by just folding a paper once and a second time, and then opening it up again and writing those 4 categories. On the other piece of paper, you and your child are going to take turns listing a bunch of different animals and plants that they know a lot about. So I just have a few different examples here, and you're welcome to pause the video and check these out. Once you've got that, then you're able to start playing the game. Either you or your child is going to go first, and you're going to start with giving a clue for the outer covering of one of those plants or animals from the list, a clue for locomotion, and a clue for how it gets its food. So for example, if it was my turn first, I'm going to put down fur for outer coverings. I'm going to put down 4 legs for locomotion, and I'm going to put teeth and claws for how the animal gets its food. And so then you can go back to the list, and you're going to think about which of these animals or plants fits all 3 of those clues. And when it's your turn, you're going to make your list of those animals. You can put that right here. So I said the raccoon, mouse, bear, rabbit, and porcupine. Whoever wrote down these 3 clues would then circle the right one if it's on there, and you'd get a point. Then the next person would take their turn, choose again from this list right here, and then write down your 3 clues. Clues for outer coverings, perhaps scales. Clues for locomotion, put down fins. And clues for how the animal gets its food, mouth and teeth. And so again, going back to the list of the different animals and plants, you would review that, and then you'd make your guess. When I looked at this, I only saw one animal that fit that, and I'm going to write down fish. So if I was right, then my partner would circle that animal and give me a point. I used Post-it notes just to make it easier for me to show you how to play the game, but you're welcome to write right on this paper, and you can take turns back and forth with a bunch of different animals. Your 4th grader did a big project at the beginning of the school year about a particular animal, so I know that there's at least one that they know a whole lot about in terms of the clues for the outer coverings, the clues for locomotion, and clues for how the animal gets its food. I hope you have a lot of fun, and if you have any questions, you can message me or Ms. Sayers on Class Dojo, and we're happy to help. Take good care. Bye.